Live from the No Invite Podcast. No Invite Podcast.
Bang, bang, motherfucking bang. What's happening? It's your people's Blaze.
And you got Steph.
And we are back. It's the fucking No Invite Podcast. And yes, I know y'all missed us. I know you sat up at night thinking about us. I know we're the object of your obsession and you can't live without us, but we're here. Sorry I left you.
No, I'm sorry I left you.
Yeah, because fucking Steph was out fucking, you know what I'm saying, trying to save the world on her tree hugger hippie shit.
What
happened?
I was out saving the trees and hugging them, got sick
Hugging
as fuck.
animals, punching old ladies, shit like that.
I didn't hit no old lady, but I was trying to save a koala or two.
You know, in your mind, you was hitting people. You know, you was punching people at work in your mind.
Oh, no. I'm on probation.
Yeah. In your mind, like I said, not in real life. In your mind. And in your mind, I use that term loosely. But how you been, though? Where the fuck you been at and why you ain't been here?
I ain't been here for one because I was sick one week and then we all had a dilemma the following. But, you know, that is as life goes. So, oh my God, you guys, so check this out.
Yes.
So tell me why I got locked out of my house. Like all the way locked out.
A very common occurrence that most people go through.
So look, generally like the back door will be left open, right?
That's what she said.
Oh Lord, this motherfucker.
No, but go ahead. I'm on my bullshit. You guys picked the wrong day. I'm on fire.
So generally the back door will always be open, right?
Yeah.
And then in the front door we got the key to the gate, but not the actual front door.
You got to knock on the front door. Huh?
Nah, but look, and then through the garage, there's only like the lock on one side. So all the doors and the locks that I have no access to I got locked the fuck out.
All the way out.
All the way out. And I had to go to work.
Did you forget your keys or did you like your...
No, I had my keys. It's just she locked the locks.
The lock that you didn't have keys to.
On purpose.
Oh, is this the same crackhead fucking landlord lady or whatever? Or roommate or whatever?
Well, it's not crack, it's alcoholic, but yeah.
Is she out there telling people that you locked her out when really she locked you out?
Yeah.
Can you believe this bitch? She locked me the fuck out. She's sitting in the house though telling people.
She probably did.
She's laying in bed with the blankets pulled up to her chin.
But no, I had got locked out or whatever, and so yeah, that happened. I ended up getting in the house, and then I had to go do like my community service bullshit. They made me do irrigation.
No,
bro, I had to like literally chop through rocks like
a real fucking Mexican. See, when we talked about being progressive and shit,
Mexicans are winning though right now.
They got the white woman out there busting rocks and shit.
And you know. I know, but you know what's so cold is the same motherfuckers who say, oh, they're stealing our jobs, this and that. There'd be the same motherfuckers who will be so quick to hire them to do.
They don't want to do that shit.
They don't want to do it.
People are real hypocrites though. You gotta understand something. People are super hypocrites when it comes to that shit because people complain about their jobs, ain't enough jobs, but you motherfuckers ain't even out looking for jobs. You got these motherfuckers out here, full grown men, ain't nothing wrong with them, bro. They out here panhandling.
And not only that, but it's like white people have this entitlement, and they just feel like
it's beneath them.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So don't sit there.
Then it's like you want that job done though, don't you? It's like, no, I ain't gonna do it. Nah, what I look like out there busting through rock. That's why what's fucked up as it is, while that's an honest, hardworking job that most people do.
We used to do that back in the day.
Yeah, but think about it like this. While that's it's put up as a demeaning, like the way they portray it. It's like, oh, this ain't shit, or like for instance we're gonna punish you, so we're gonna have you go do the most scum remedial job. But really, there's nothing wrong with doing that job. Nope. It's just hard work.
Yeah,
it's really hard fucking work. And all these motherfuckers that talk that shit are straight hypocrites because they're quick to hire a motherfucker for cut rates and all that. So as far as taking jobs, can't no one take your job if the motherfucker ain't hiring them? Okay. You know what I'm saying? So period. When people say that shit, I just look at them like, you fucking bum ass.
And think about it, like way back in the days, like before all this tech shit, motherfuckers was doing that themselves. Like go get your nephew and you and the uncle or whatever.
90-year-old grandpa out there busting stone.
For real.
Real talk. And grandpa was so smooth, was so active and so healthy that he'd go out there, do all that, come home, beat his wife and still be fucking and still be good. You feel me? Wake up the next morning, 5 o'clock at dawn like a champ. Hey, while down in the fifth of whiskey, you feel me?
Woo.
But no, I mean, I feel you though. So they punished you by making you do like.
Well,
it was like that movie, but reverse. Instead of Day Without a Mexican, it was Steph is a day as a Mexican. Yeah, you ain't never heard of that movie? Oh my God, bro. You never heard of that movie?
No, never.
Oh my God, Google it, bro. It's stupid ass old. It's got to be at least like 8 years. It's called A Day Without a Mexican.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's what it's called, Day Without a Mexican. And basically, the whole theme is we wake up one morning and all the Mexicans vanish.
That would be.
What year was this?
I Google it. I can't tell you. Google that shit, Patty. That's what you did.
Like 5 years? 10 years?
Probably
20?
like maybe 8 years ago. It's not that long ago.
Okay.
Google it. You right here.
I wonder how those white people are gonna get the avocados if there weren't none to be transplanted.
Oh, they gonna fall apart. No, but that's the whole, like, it's kind of an apocalyptic type theme movie, and that's the whole premise behind it. How shit starts falling apart and how people can't function and they start to like. It's like a look. It's like a call to action for people to look exactly at what not only Mexicans but immigrants contribute to this country. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
and how much the country relies on them and their cheap labor and shit. But it's a hilarious ass movie. So Steph was a Mexican for a day. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? My brown sister. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what? I got more respect for you now. You just earned another little stripe on your shoulder for that. I already had a lot of respect for you, but that right there just turned it up a notch. All I need you now to do is to stab somebody for me, and you'll be a real fucking Mexican for sure.
Been there, done that. No,
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
not
I'm just
for
kidding.
me though. I'm just saying.
Oh shit.
You gotta earn the stripes with your peoples. You feel me?
Oh shit. Well,
So-
it's gonna have to wait until I get off probation. No, I'm
So
kidding.
how'd the whole getting unlocked? How'd you guys address that? Was everything cool or what? Or was she like?
Oh, I mean,
was she texting somebody else talking about this bitch?
Nah. She just said like, oh, I'm sorry. It was out of force of habit, knowing good and goddamn well you was drunk, mad about something, and you never locked the shit.
She was, I'm sorry, it's a force of habit to always be fucking Steph over.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Like, I don't get that shit either. Like, I don't. But you know what, though? That's something she's going to have to live with, not me.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to be keeping it moving and pushing. And, and that's that. But what? How was your week, though?
My week was good. We had a week off, you know what I mean? We had, here at the No Invite podcast, I want my listeners and our listeners to know that, we're going to try to give you guys consistent podcasting at least once a week, nonstop. But there's going to be occasions where maybe we take a fucking, we take a hiatus, we take a week off and shit, and it's because, that's life,
Shit happens.
Shit happens. Business needs to get taken care of. At the end of the day, none of you motherfuckers are paying our bills yet. So until y'all do, just accept it. We appreciate y'all if y'all we appreciate y'all rocking with us. Yes. And don't get me wrong, your viewership and your following really does help us a lot. Spread the word, pass us along. Make sure you tell people that you got a righteous podcast you listen to. Because it helps. Mm-hmm. But we're humans, we got shit pops up, we got struggles in our everyday lives that we deal with, and we trying to do the best that we can and be consistent. Put it this way,
we are the voice of the people.
Exactly. So don't complain to us about consistency when you've been with the same motherfucker for 10 years and he a different motherfucker every day. You know what I'm saying? So don't tell me nothing about that.
Get your mans.
Just yeah. But now, my week's been good. I started going back to the gym. So I'm literally sore all over. I feel like I got jumped in back in the day and shit. You know what I'm saying? I feel
Dang, that's pretty rough.
Yeah,
that's
I'm
pretty
super
intense.
sore. But I mean, it's a good sore feeling. And
yes.
Most importantly, I think because I used to I'd go for my runs every day and I'd do my little workouts. But I think the gym is just better because of the equipment, obviously.
Right.
But also because it's like a congregation. You see people over there. You see everybody getting their money. They're locked in. They're doing what they're doing. They're exercising, working out. And it's a little motivating. Yeah, I see you, Steph. You got the guns out. What's up with the gun show, though? I see it. And Steph been over here, you know what I'm saying? She been really like a Mexican. She was probably over there doing pull-ups and shit. And
hey, no, but that comes from the bag, though, too.
It does. That's your shoulders, too. See, that's why I should be from the shoulders with Steph. But anyways, that's a whole other thing. But now,
But being in the gym, that's motivation, too, when you see other people. And it's like, okay. When I used to go to the gym, which I need to get back in, and I would see... motherfuckers hitting the ropes.
Yeah.
So if you start off, because I would see them like, damn, I want to do that, but I don't know how. But what my friend ended up telling me, because he would do it, start off doing 15 seconds. Mm-hmm. 15 seconds of that. If you never did it before, it should knock your ass. And then you move up to 30 seconds, and you just in like a squat position and you just woo.
No, and I think humans were competitive by nature, just because competitive ain't always negative. It's just that like you see someone doing it, you want to get up there too. You want to get up there and do that shit too. So then I feel like, you know, like it helps me, you know, because I was working out every day for years, put it that way, and the shit really like fucking, it got old, you know, like, and I took a break. When I came home from prison, yo, your boy looked like he was fucking, you know, jumping out the water on some Baywatch shit. You feel me? Like six pack. I was cut up, the whole shit. Like I ain't never been like that before, and you know, I was just like, after a while, I just got burnt out. I was going to the gym. I was working out, running like 4 or 5 miles, 6 miles sometimes.
My max is 5.
Yeah, I think I used to max out at 7.
Damn.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I was probably the best shape I ever been in my fucking life. And it was all self-motivating when I was in there. You know, we work out and stuff like just on our regular shit, but I was taking it like up a notch. So, you know, I got burnt out and I gave it a break, and then I fell the fuck off, and your boy turned into a potato body, but it's good. So
well, you know what though, like when
motherfucker really told me that, because this motherfucker, look, check this out, this is funny.
Your shaved head.
Check this out.
Patty,
no, this is funny, right?
Patty.
So look, somebody had the bright idea to him. Said, nah, I ain't tripping. That shit, I've been getting big head jokes my whole fucking life. Like if you,
bro, why I get big head jokes and I get peanut head jokes?
That's because it's always a big head.
Big back head, but the front of your head is like a avocado.
Nah, you know what it is? You know what it is? Steph do got an avocado head though.
A big head.
Nah, but
Damn,
you know, my thing is, it's always the big head motherfucker calling somebody big head to begin with. So, and then it's always the small head motherfucker calling somebody big head. It's like, bro, you can't win anyways.
Right.
When I was little, I bullshit you not, my head size probably been the same since I've been like in junior high. So,
for real?
Shit you not. Hey, you ever seen that George Lopez show when
Yes.
when they showed them, they had little kid bodies, but they had their full grown human head.
Jesus.
Oh my God, that's their adult head. That's how it was. So look, real quick, somebody had thought it was a bright idea to put me in a Seahawks versus 49ers trash talking group on Facebook. I don't know how I got the invite, and I was like, should I indulge? I was like, fuck it, we doing good this year. I'm gonna talk my shit. So I'm in there. And so this one dude out of nowhere just calls me a bitch and some more shit. I'm like, damn. I thought we talking shit about teams and shit.
Right.
But I'm like, it's good. So then, you know, he scrolled through my pictures and tried to pick pictures out to talk shit about. So I scrolled through his pictures, and this motherfucker's in some tidy whities, bro.
No.
In front, doing a mirror picture. So I'm roasting him.
Oh yeah, he set himself up.
I'm roasting him. So then he goes, whatever. He goes, you're just mad because you got a potato body. And I was like, fuck. I was like, body looks like a potato. I was like, you're right. I was like, and your bitch loves it. She gives me Mr. Potato Head. That nigga got hella mad. That nigga got so mad. But I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna take a play.
Were you mad, or were you just like, you weren't even mad?
I wasn't even mad. I wasn't even mad. I was
motherfucking shade.
First of all, there ain't a motherfucker on earth that wears tidy whities and takes a mirror picture that could tell me anything about anything in life.
Okay, period.
Because he has that much balls.
And
post it, nigga. Like, people are gonna see this. He doesn't give a fuck, obviously.
No, he does, but he still can't tell me shit about nothing
shit was hot.
because he thought he was hella slick with his little words. And I'm gonna tell you like this. Don't ever challenge me to a shit talking contest, because this is what the fuck I do. I grew up 7 siblings. We went at it, and then it just translated to the streets. So this shit.
Was like one of the little ones, so you got like the
worst, yeah. You got the worst.
We know that verbal jujitsu. I'm the middle child, so I was getting it from all angles. You feel me? So I'm like, okay. He goes, you're just mad because you probably got a potato body, you potato shaped ass motherfucker. I was like, you goddamn right, and your bitch loves it. She be giving me Mr. Potato Head, and he got hella mad, bro. That nigga got steamed. So anyway, shout out to that pussy ass motherfucker getting mad because his team is trash.
And, wait, speaking of teams, did you guys ever read about like, oh, look at this as like a good omen because the Raiders are moving, now the Niners are gonna win? Or you read that, right?
Yeah.
Every year that the Raiders moved or switched cities or whatever, the Niners either went to the playoffs or went to the Super Bowl. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So, and you know, just a little bit of omens, you know, stuff like that. Put good vibrations in the air. The last time the 49ers won the Super Bowl, our coach's dad was the offensive coordinator. Mm-hmm. It was in Miami, and it was the 75th anniversary of the NFL. This year, the son is coaching us. He's the head coach. It's the 100-year anniversary, and it's in Miami again.
Oh shit.
So just the little small things. And like people
crazy.
are like, you know, for those people that don't believe or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm not being biased or anything. When I was watching the playoff game, like all day I kept getting my little numbers that always pop up, my 222, 444. On TV, when they stopped the clock, I just happened to look, it's 555. So I was just like, yo, this shit's crazy. And we won. So I'm a motherfucking Niner fan. If you don't like it, you know what I'm saying? Get this podcast and rub it in your chest, because I don't give a fuck. And it is what it is. It's the No Invite Podcast, Steph. We're finna go ahead and jump off into the next segment. We appreciate y'all for tuning in and tapping in. Always make sure you guys follow us at no_invite_podcast. And we're gonna kick this shit off. Bang, bang, bang. It's your peoples, and you know what it is, and you know how I do. Maybe on my health hype right about now, but I still find time to enjoy the small things in life. So sometimes, you know, you want you want a snack, you want something that don't nobody got. Maybe you feeling real bougie and exclusive, and you want to eat some shit that nobody can have. You know what I mean? So with that, when that's the case, you need to go ahead and tap in with my peoples at Bay Area Exotic, Bay Area _exotic on Instagram. They got it. They got talking about exclusive sodas, snacks from all around the world, different flavors, different things that you would probably never find on shelves out here. They got it. So if you're into like all the Japanese Cheetos and snacks and you know all the different flavor Fantas and Pepsis and whatnot, if that's your thing and that's what you're looking for and you like that, go to Instagram, follow them at Bay Area _exotic, and check out their inventory. I mean, they got it. They ship. If you're in the Northern California area and you want to walk in and actually hold some product in your hand and check it out, go to 650 Port Chicago Highway, Bay Point, California. We call it West Pittsburgh out here. So if you want to be cool and you're not from around here and you go in there, you make sure you refer to it as West Pittsburgh. And you know what I mean? Tap in with the peoples, find out what kind of snacks and sodas they got. They do ship. So if you fucking in Timbuktu or wherever the fuck in the world and you want a goddamn fancy fucking Sprite, then go ahead and make sure you tap in, DM, make sure that your PayPal, Cash App, all that shit ready, and get your snack on. I mean, shit, Steph. I mean, I ain't mad at you, though. Steph got the motherfucking Beatles cut right now and shit.
It ain't even no cut.
But your hair's growing back, though, so it's getting there.
Yeah, it is.
What's up, everybody? It's the No Invite Podcast. I'm Blaze.
And you got Steph.
And we back at it again like we always are, and it's a new fucking episode. So we're going to head and try to catch up on some shit that happened because we took a week off. A lot of little things happened that we wanted to talk about and we wanted to touch on, so we're going to go ahead and jump right to it. Steph, I don't know if you got my text maybe a week ago, and you too, Patty. I was talking about the Aaron Hernandez fucking documentary. It's like a 3-part docuseries. I don't know if you guys got a chance to watch that shit.
Touched up on it.
And what do you think about it so far from
I
what
was
you got?
kind of surprised. I was kind of surprised at some of the things that, you know, some of the information that was put out there. Like, I was totally unaware of it. And then when I, you know, was absorbing all that, I was like, dang, that really goes to show, like, how...
Well, I think 2 was... he was accused of 3 murders and suspected in more from what I got. This is Aaron Hernandez, y'all. So the docuseries basically says that he got brought up on 3 charges. He got 2 double homicide for some random people at a club. I guess they spilled a drink on him. He didn't like that shit. He got to flashing, and then he pulled up next to them after the club let out and allegedly, you know what I mean, shot them both. And then an attempted murder was on his right hand. I guess like a close friend of his girl's family or whatnot or something like that. He shot dude because he thought dude knew too much, and about his whole you know, like double homicide thing, because dude was there when he killed those people. And then the other one was his wife's sister's boyfriend,
Jesus Christ,
or husband. And I forgot why to be honest with you, I don't exactly remember why they said he iced him, but I think it was because the same thing, because they felt like he knew too much. He felt like he knew too much, and towards the end, he was getting real paranoid because, you know, he had bodies out there. You feel me? He had killed a couple motherfuckers, and not only that, but people knew. So like they said, he was really paranoid. Come to find out, I guess supposedly he had CTE, and I don't know if you know what that is, but basically that's the a disease that comes on from repeated multiple blows to the head.
Ooh.
and it's common in, from what I know, it's common in boxers and common in football players.
Right.
And it's basically a form of, what do you call that?
That could develop into like Alzheimer's and stuff like that.
Nah, but what's the other? Alzheimer's is not Alzheimer's. It's called
the thing that Muhammad Ali had.
Yeah, dementia.
Yeah,
it's a form of dementia, and I don't know if you ever seen the I think it's called Concussion or something like that, but it's with Will Smith.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and it's about the NFL and the whole shit. So, like back in I think 2000, I want to say 2014, something like that, 2014, 2015. That doctor came out with the report where he diagnosed and got it published in the disease called CTE, and it's because one football player, he committed suicide, but he was like all fucked up doing crazy shit like dementia, and he was way too young to have it. And another famous football player named Junior Seau, Super Bowl winner, I'm talking about Hall of Famer, he killed himself, and it's because same thing, he was literally going insane, and he had enough. He had
too much head trauma.
Yeah, but he had enough, I guess, I don't know what you would call it, but he was conscious enough to have shot him. He wrote his suicide note. He shot himself in the chest so they could save his brain and study it.
Whoa.
Because he knew something was wrong with him.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That gave me chills too.
So,
What was his name?
Junior Seau. His story is really sad
year
too.
is that?
I think around 2014, I think. No, 2016, I think, or something like that.
I got him too.
15, 16. Yeah, and he did that because of that, because he knew he was going insane. He knew something was wrong, and he was aware enough to be like, first of all, I feel bad for him because he felt like suicide was the only way to
and to actually like point it at yourself and like that's
sad.
That's intense.
To shoot yourself in the chest to kill yourself, yeah, he knew something was wrong with him, and I'm pretty sure it was like spoke about in the NFL around circles, and people were like, damn, he's got dementia, he's this and that, and because it wasn't diagnosed shit, no one knew what it was, doctors couldn't figure out what it was, and people were going crazy and they didn't know. So the NFL had this whole big concussion thing, and now that's why they have a concussion protocol. When if somebody gets hit too hard and they feel like he got hit, they'll pull him out the game and they won't let him return.
And that's why the NFL is going so hard on certain things.
Yeah, like they're
going
less.
so
you
hard
can't tackle
because
so much anymore or so hard.
Because they could really be liable.
Suit, exactly.
Yeah.
They can be.
But
So
don't you sign like some kind of contract like in boxing, like if you get knocked out or if you die, like we're not responsible? Don't they have shit
Not
like
in
that?
football.
Really?
Not in
I
football?
would assume they would. Like
Nah,
in
because they
boxing or MMA fighting, like you could die.
Because you think of it like this. It's like this. The NFL and the teams, each team is like a boss, a job. They're an employer. So they hire their employees, they pay them well, and they also got them like under their insurance. So if something happens to you while you're in with us, we're gonna take care of you. As long as you're playing for the team though, because there's countless stories of motherfuckers that stop playing for teams, retire, and then their medical bills get out of hand and they go broke. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? While you're with them, you're an asset to them. They're gonna pay for your shit.
Right.
See, but that's the thing though too. If they start realizing that this shit, because it's common, but it's not super common. You know, it's like certain people get it and whatnot. Going back to Aaron Hernandez thing, one of the things that they were trying to say is that the CTE had a lot to do with why he was acting the way he was acting.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But do you think if he went to trial for the murders, do you think that
He
would
did.
have? But do you think that would have, like, you know how you can plead insanity and things like that? Do you think that medical condition would have, like,
I don't
lessened
think so
his sentence?
because it's so new. I think now that it's
So you don't think it would lessen the sentence?
No. Not for murder. Well, think of it. Look at it like this. Let me
Maybe
to give
now
you some
with the knowledge.
to give you guys some context for those, because I could tell that you guys haven't watched the whole series. Like, he went to the first. You know, that's fine. I'm bringing this is my topic. You know, I'm surprised that you guys, you know, what I mean, know enough. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of listeners that probably don't know at all. So we're just gonna give them what we know. You know, the best that we can, and encourage them to go watch it and make up their own mind. But
Well, I'm sure they're gonna watch it after this.
well, think of it like this. So he went to trial for the first one, got found guilty for the single homicide of his baby mom's fucking sister's boyfriend. The double homicide, he went and they found him not guilty, so he beat it. So check this out. The whole thing was in that state of Massachusetts, there's a law which says that if you die while under your case is under appeal, it basically voids that case, and it's like not guilty.
If you die?
If you die while doing that, yeah.
What?
That should be a given because some people will still like they may be considered still guilty, and if there's like what's the word, restitution that needs to be paid, then the family's liable for it.
Not only that, but that's your name. That's your name, and to your people. Nobody, you die. How do you want to be remembered? You're gonna be remembered by your people. At least in the eyes of the law, you want your name to be cleared, right?
That too, but it's just kind of like how fucked is our system that we have to like announce that and address.
Yeah,
that.
really,
like,
really.
Nigga died, and so he ain't guilty. Like, damn, we would hope.
So look, anyways,
Jesus.
So anyways, he passes. There's a law in Massachusetts that says that if you die under appeal, your case is void, and it's basically like you're not guilty. The Patriots owed him money. So one of the reasons they said that he killed himself was because, was because he said that the one he got convicted after he beat the double homicide, the one he got convicted for, he was like, I'm gonna go ahead and take it to the box. I'm gonna go ahead and appeal it. And then he killed himself so that he could be not guilty or accused of any crime, and the Patriots could run him the rest of his money for his daughter.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And that gave me chills, and that gave me chills right now.
So that's what they say he did it. Other people say he did it because he was also like a real prideful person, and on TV they outed him about his sexuality, about him being gay.
I remember that. Yeah, about him. Yeah, being
because
gay.
2 days later it happened. So I'm thinking it was a combination maybe of both. He kind of already had his mindset that I'm gonna do this because I probably won't beat it, and this is my only chance to secure some funds for my woman. My daughter. Mm-hmm. And then that came. He was like, you know what, fuck this shit. You know what I mean? He was like, fuck. You know what I mean? They didn't put his ass on blast like that. But there's a lot of controversy with the whole documentary. So you got to listen to it. I mean, when you watch it, you got to take it with a grain of salt, because a lot of people think that documentaries are factual, completely fact, exactly. And it's everybody's perspective, when in actuality, a documentary takes some facts, but they skew them to give a narrative.
Right.
On whoever the documentary, the person that's putting together whatever narrative they're trying to put out there.
And it is also really, really to the best of like whoever's producing it. It's to the best of their knowledge. Like they went in real deep to get the best that they can get out of it. Yeah, exactly, the best that they can do.
Yeah, and I'm not so people go, when you watch documentaries, there's a lot of it that they'll have facts, but how it's presented to you is what you got to watch for, because it'll be presented to you in a certain way that'll kind of like sway your judgment, or sway your sway you to a certain way. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what? I think
that makes fucking sense.
I think that depends though, because now this is off of the sports topic for that matter. But when you say like documentary and like how it's presented and everything, I was watching this documentary of these camera people from Nat Geo. They went into China and they were trying to get into this one store where like it's super hard to get into, so they could document and expose them of what they were doing, like illegal fishing and stuff like that. So they finally get in there and they get on top of these roofs. You know how like the Asians, they like shark fin soup? Mm-hmm. You would never believe until you've seen it, all the shark fins on top, like roofs, and it was just covered. Yeah. So it's like when you have like physical proving evidence, you can't really deny that. So I think it depends on what you see. Yeah, and you know what I mean?
Said, there's facts. Right. There's facts, and it's not really the documentaries. They will get in trouble for not for saying that something's true when it's not. Right. You know. There's facts, and what I'm saying is how they how they portray it. The way the documentary person does it is they put their angle on it, so you only see a slice. Just like if you're watching somebody and you think you know them through social media, you're only seeing a slice that they're allowing you to see. There's more to it, and I'm sure that there's unbiased documentaries out there, but still you're not getting the whole picture. So whenever you watch a documentary, the best thing you could do is go Google facts and do your research and listen to the facts, not who's presenting it, because everybody has an agenda. Everybody has an agenda. Okay, well then it could be a good agenda, it could be a bad agenda, but everybody has an agenda.
Okay, well, in saying that, when you have time, that one that I was watching, it's called Racing Extinction. That was in 2015. Watch it when you have time, and then let me know how how that is, because as far as like how you said it's portrayed and what's behind the scenes.
Well, yeah,
what they
I don't
want you
doubt
to
the facts. Like you said, the whole video, that right there speaks for itself.
But I mean,
But
just watch it when you have time, and then just
Yeah, of course.
I think it really just depends on the content.
It's all about context, you know, and you got to remember that a documentarian has a vision for what they want, and they're gonna pull what they want for that vision from fact.
Okay, got
You
it.
dig what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, what was the point? It was obviously about taking care of the world, the animals, the whole shit, right?
More or less.
More or less, roughly. So, that's basically what it is, and they doing that. Did they give you any contrast? Did they show anybody out there that's advocating for the killing of animals? Is what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, it's in China, so that's a whole different, thing.
But now you get what I'm saying, though. It's easy to go to somewhere like China and be like, yo, I know nobody's gonna be like.
Put it like this: it's like reverse. Like in China, there's like so minimal that are against it, versus like in America, for example,
It's
so
like-
many more are against it.
Yeah,
you know what
and
I mean?
that's what I'm saying. And that's where it talks about, like I said, how it's presented to you.
Yeah.
Did they go find any of these minimal people and holler at them, talk to them, and see what get a perspective of on the ground every day, the people that live there.
There were a couple. Now that you said, there were a couple.
And that's what I look for when I look for in a documentary, because, you know, like I said, people have agenda, and just because somebody's doing a documentary doesn't mean that they don't got an agenda for whatever they want. And it doesn't mean that all documentaries are like that, but somebody could really be on some fucking fuck shit and use their documentary, skew facts to make it look like, to make it prove their point, is what I'm saying.
So back to the whole Aaron Hernandez thing about them trying to out him about being gay. Did you guys also read about, I forget his name, he was on like That's So Raven, like Orlando or not Bloom. Yeah. You know what I'm
Pirates of the Caribbean.
He like lost his marbles and said that him and Nick Cannon.
Right?
Yeah, him and Nick Cannon, he was like, yeah, he sucked my dick and he did it like a bitch and da. Yeah, and then Nick Cannon was like, I hope you get the help you need, and you didn't.
You got to think of it like this, though. Okay,
Why?
if we're
But
talking about that dude, if you watch him and all the crazy J-Cat shit he's been doing, dude is on drugs for real.
No, but what I'm saying is like this whole gay thing with men, like why all of a sudden now after that document that whole thing came out, why would he come out with that whole gay thing?
Well, I don't think he was doing it had anything to do with the documentary. I think it's because Nick Cannon is.
No, I meant with Aaron Hernandez. Like, why did they wait?
No, it's been out. It's been fact. All this shit has been fact. Like I said, it's a documentary. So some filmmaker
They made it look a certain way.
Decided to go do their research.
Yeah, like why
and
did they put out this documentary now?
well, there's already
Right.
been one. There's been one on Lifetime that they did maybe like 2 years ago. From what I heard, I think it was like 2 years ago or a year ago,
But
something
then
like
why
that.
would they do this one too?
Because they do that. There's like, if you go Google any topic, there's probably like 20
Several,
different documentaries
right.
on it, you know? And that's why I said you got to watch who's making it and what's their agenda and who they working for always. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't watch it. You should. I feel like with a documentary, watch it objectively. You know, watch it
But like you're
and
saying,
question
like,
it.
You said everybody has an agenda. What was the person's agenda that put it out now? Like when R. Kelly,
Money.
the documentaries came out with R. Kelly.
Money.
that was because
Exposure.
Exposure,
the
money.
females were just now coming out.
Money
Yeah, I don't
is-
get that.
It came out of nowhere, and so like same thing with like, why are they talking about Aaron Hernandez?
Well, you got to think about it like this. You can't just make a documentary overnight. So we don't know when the wheels started
Right.
turning to make this happen. It's just
Sure.
dropping right now. Second,
What is there?
well, exactly. We don't know who like I said, we don't know their motive. We don't know why they made it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? If they're trying to be good journalists, because I feel like there's good journalists out there that really want to bring light to a topic. You know what I mean?
Excuse me. I think the reason why they put out like multiple documentaries about the same topic is because whoever gets the highest rating probably gets paid by like Netflix or wherever it's broadcasted. You know what I mean?
Well, you can't get ratings until it drops.
No, but I know. But that's what I'm saying. That's why I think multiple, people will make.
It's kind of like trendy.
Well, I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
before Netflix and all that shit,
was
multiple
hot, right?
documentaries were made from people, and it's all perspective. It's like I said, it's what's the agenda of the thing. Like I said, an agenda doesn't gotta be a bad thing. When I say it,
Right.
it doesn't mean like somebody's out plotting to destroy someone.
No.
Nah, it could be like what you got a favorite fucking rapper. Like I like Tupac. There's like a fucking 50
Shit.
different fucking Tupac documentaries, and if you watch them all, it's all like people. You could tell some of them are fans. and you could tell the fandom ones because they hold him in a certain regard.
Right.
You could tell the people that are going in objectively because they're going to tell not the great stories about him too, or they're going to talk about the stuff that's not flattering. And then you got the people that you could tell kind of obviously don't really like him or care for him. So they're trying in a way to like take shots at his character while making money off it. It's kind of like trolling,
right.
you feel me? So I think that applies to everything. I think that applies to all documentarians. Like, there's good and bad in everyone, right? So some people have an agenda for, to shed some light on a topic and get people talking. Some people, like how we do with a podcast. Some people want to smut somebody's name and they're working for somebody that whatever, and they have the freedom in this country to make a documentary. Because there's unauthorized documentaries. I know you've seen that too, right? Where they didn't get they don't get the fucking the blessing from the people. And they could still make it, but there's certain things that they can't put in there, like the music. They can't put maybe other certain things that crosses intellectual properties and shit, right? But whatever. But it be like that. It's the unofficial official.
The unofficial official.
So moral of the story is that it's a good documentary. Take it with a grain of salt. Make sure that you guys watch it. Make sure that if you're into that shit and if you want to know more about it, make sure you watch it. Make sure you watch anything with a grain of salt, just like your information off the internet, just like your all the stupid shit that you read on the internet. Make sure that you're taking it objectively. You know what I'm saying? Don't fucking sit there and just be like, oh, this is true and run with it. It's like, you don't know that. Like, I like to think that when we come to this podcast, we talk about shit, but we don't talk about it because we believe it. We bring it to the public and then we question it. You know what I mean? As I feel like you should with anything. But just like, for instance, the Trump thing right now.
Oh yeah, you guys heard that? Like in the polls, I was actually surprised when I was reading it. Like he's like number wise, he's like in the lead, in the fucking lead. And then when it comes to California, he's like there's like a 4% difference between him and Bernie Sanders, and Bernie's like in the lead in California, but overall in the country, Trump is winning.
I mean, it's hard. I'll tell you like this. From watching and knowing, and because I don't really pay too much attention to that shit, because that shit to me, you already know how I feel about it. But it's
we know. We know.
I know. But it's like it's hard to get a sitting president up out of there. So you got to really come with some fire. And I ain't seen not one of these fucking, not even Bernie. I like Bernie, don't get me wrong. But they're not playing on Trump's rules.
What do you mean they're not playing on his rules? What you mean?
Because Trump is like a social media star. Trump is like a fucking, he's like a fucking petty ass fucking
No, he's
person.
like a kid that's like, nah, I can do it, like, and you can't, and like, like holding, you know what I'm saying? Like holding the bacon over the dog, like, haha, you gotta try harder, you know what I mean? Yeah. He's just super entitled.
Think of it like this. He shattered the mold for the way that presidents are supposed to talk
absolutely.
and conduct themselves, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, honestly, nowadays with all the sensationalism and social media and everything, I feel like somebody really got to be on some rock star shit to beat him. And I don't mean like he got to be a star or nothing.
Well, you know what? But
what I'm saying is your personality has to be outgoing. I really feel like Barack Obama, besides being qualified, which that's what should matter, I feel like his personality, the way he carried himself, and the way he spoke, captivated people. And since Trump don't got that, the way he captivates people is by saying outlandish and crazy shit.
Well, he's saying all the shit that all the, low income, unintelligent people want to say but never could say because everybody's already been on this.
He definitely has a crowd. He has a crowd that he appeals to.
For sure. But when you go back to...
is that the social media era and the way we live in and everything now, like I said, there's two... It's like, a universal theme. Motherfuckers that nobody really thinks are capable of doing anything or whatever, they'll troll somebody big, get their attention, and get their weight up off of that.
Well, yeah, and that also, like, with social media, like, how everybody, like, will, be like a Instagram thug and talk all that shit online. Same thing with Trump. Like, he thinks he's above the law with all this social media shit, and he can just do what he wants. Like trying to bribe Ukraine and do all this shit, and now he's getting impeached for it, and now that he's like lining the pockets of Mitch McConnell, who's running the Senate and the whole trial, now Mitch is like, oh, you Democrats can't present this because that's just gonna fuck up, my money because their evidence is probably factual. That's why they're delaying it, but so on. But when you go back to, like you said, policies, I went online to see... I
never said nothing about policies.
You did say something about policies earlier. but anyways, I'm going to bring up policies anyway. when Trump talks about like the whole border wall and immigration, which, like you say, how he
Steph, my brown sister,
how he talks about certain topics and whatnot. What do you think? Like, how do you think these topics should be discussed when you have people who are like indifferent? Like, if one person likes Trump, the other person, likes Bernie, and then you want to clash with them, like, oh, well, no, we should do it this way. No, we should do it that way. How do you think that conversation should be held on certain policies?
I think you should, whenever, just like any conversation should be held, you know what I mean? If you're going to argue with somebody, yell at somebody, just expect that's all you're going to get in return. If you're going to talk to somebody, this is the thing. And
when it comes to politics, people are really sensitive.
I know that. But see, I'm just giving you my perspective. It's like, we know how people are with politics. They get all worked up about it. It's like, that's the problem. People are talking. And when you're talking, you can't fucking listen. So you want somebody to listen to you, but you're talking over them. So naturally, they talk over you. Then boom, next thing you know, your point, neither one of y'all points getting across, and now you're yelling at each other. Me, for that kind of situation, no matter if it's family, friends, or whatever, I feel like I have to be able to hear that person out.
I totally agree. And you know what? And I had mentioned this a long time ago. There was like a divide between my family because of this same conversation. And it wasn't until...
Steph.
Man, so I was doing some research and how to just have these types of discussions. Now, if you don't want to have... Politics are touchy anyway. But I feel like how you say you should hear the other person. You should come to a mutual ground. And instead of saying, oh, it should be done this way, we should say things like, well... how should it be done? If we were to go to this country, how would that process, what would that process look like? So I think if everybody has, communication like that, and you can come to a mutual ground, because obviously that topic is an issue for both sides.
Well, see, the thing is, I feel like nowadays, when it comes to that, the parties and shit, and people that, whatever party you belong to, I feel like it's all talk, right? It's all talk, but nobody want to get shit done because nobody want to let nobody win.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, let's say I like Trump. Let's say I'm a Republican, you're a Democrat. We both agree that there is an issue, excuse me, with immigration, right? I'm a Republican. I believe we should build the wall. You believe we should have an open border policy, right? So obviously that's a common ground issue. So instead of saying, no, my way is better than yours, let me try to convince you of that, come to a common ground and...
Totally agree.
You know what I mean?
And that's what I'm saying. It's like, that's how it should be. But the problem is that nobody wants to let nobody win. And just, you got to remember, if there's two sides to anything and you guys are trying to get something done, it's going to be some sort of negotiation. Right. So that in a negotiation, you got to give something to get something. And I feel like people... that's the approach that they gotta take it in. That's the approach that they gotta come with whenever it's time to do this type of shit. Because, like I said, nobody wants to give up an inch because nobody wants to let them win. But it's like, it's a negotiation. Right. Everything is give and go. No one. It's rare that anybody at any time, anywhere agrees on everything.
100% agree.
So...
And I think outside of politics, I think that's just how it is with life, too, and communication. And that falls into, like, relationships, family affairs, friendships, and so on and so forth. Yeah.
This communication is how you talk to people, because it's like, I know one thing. You could say something, and depending on how you ask me, it's gonna be how it gets done. If you ask me nicely, respectfully...
Or what if I ask you respectfully, but your if your perception was totally opposite of what my intent was?
Well, then that's when you talk. That's when you say something. I also feel like awkward silences nowadays are stupid, because it's like, if you're thinking about something, for real. If you meet somebody and something you feel a certain type of way, or something don't feel right, make an attempt to try to get some verification if that's what it is. Don't just take, I didn't like how he shook my hand, so fuck that dude this whole time. Like, you don't know, man. How he shakes hands ain't how you shake hands, bro. And it wasn't that he wasn't trying to give you respect. Maybe it was. Or maybe he's not a handshaker and you can't fucking knock nobody if they're not. So for him to even shake your hand was his sign of respect to even do that. The thing is that people will take something, not say anything or do anything about it, and run with it and be like, this, I don't like that. Nah. Sit there, make an attempt, and everybody's guilty of it. So let's not sit here and act like everybody's not. You just gotta, and sometimes it's vibes. You get it right away, and then We know, but the best way is to always get confirmation, and it doesn't mean you have to be argumentative. Doesn't mean you have to be confrontational. But okay, you don't like that. Okay, we're gonna let that slide because, like I said, that's not really something that should be.
Shit, a motherfucker might just be having a bad day.
Yeah, not only that, maybe he ain't come from where I came from or got it how I got it. Okay, so we're gonna let that one slide.
You gave him a pass?
Awkward silence. Oh, that happened. Boom. They don't speak up. They don't make no attempt. They judge the whole situation by one little action, and then boom, it's a wrap.
Closed-minded people.
You can't. See, I come from a spot where it's, you know what I mean, very fucking, it's very like where we come from. You have to deal with people. You know what I'm saying? There's no way around it. You not getting nothing done sitting in the house hiding from everybody. You gotta deal with people as best as you can, and the people you deal with gotta deal with people. It just be like that.
And that's in life, and all that boils down to communication and having an open mind, and trying to find justification and understanding. Yeah,
and look, and like I always said, and I've said it many times on this show, it's like I don't hate Trump supporters.
Right, I agree.
I don't agree with them, and some of them are fucking stupid, but it is what it is. That's, to me. If you're racist, if you're low-minded, if you're disrespectful, then I'm gonna treat it like accordingly.
Right.
So don't get mad at me. You want to say whatever you think you can say in the world. You can't tell me how to react. And just like, we are humans. We also got to understand that the power of words and words and what you say and what you put out there and how you present it. They all have consequences, good or bad. So if you want to run around and talk real crazy and disrespectful, just know that some people might put up with it, some people might not.
Yeah, because you could be a Trump supporter or not, but like, if you support Trump and I don't, okay, fine. As long as you just treat me with common respect, then that's cool.
Don't disrespect me. That's
cool. Like, other than that, like, you can't, like you said, you're gonna be treated accordingly.
Because at the end of the day, me talking that shit to you is not gonna change nothing. You know what I'm saying? If you really want something, if you really want, you're spending more energy talking shit to each other than actually getting any kind of results. So to me, that's why I don't subscribe to politics, because the shit be phony as hell.
And then Blaze is gonna go off on a fucking tangent.
Yeah, for real, they be phony as fuck. And what it does is that if they're really about fucking results, if they're really about making America great or better or whatever the fuck it is, then they would stop acting like it's hard to work with somebody to get something done.
You want to know what I want to know? When was it great?
It was never great.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying that's just the narrative. But it's the No Invite podcast. We're gonna go ahead and take another little brizzake. You know what I mean? Might try to avoid smoking a cig or something. I don't know. And then we're gonna go ahead and get into the last part.
Yeah, we got some for you guys on the next one.
Yeah, finally Steph came through with some shit that it's like what I envisioned for you.
Yeah,
but we'll talk about it in a minute though. It's like that's what I envisioned for you, because sometimes it's hard to just pull from your own life or personal life. You also want people to, you know what I mean? So with that said and done, I'll take my fucking time, Patty. I heard you, bro. The timer, it's still like 30 seconds. It ain't even went off yet. Patty over here giving me singles like, nigga, like.
She just letting you know what time
it's only 40 seconds past. Patty's over here acting like I'm trying to steal third base and shit, making all kinds of hand signals and gestures. I'm like, calm down, Patty. We're gonna be all right. So with that being said, you gotta love producer Patty though. She do her thing and I appreciate it. But we out. We finna jump off into this break. We'll be back. Bang bang, it's your people's Blaze, you know what I mean? And if you know me, you know I fuck with Saints kicks. Even if we weren't doing no kick shit, we'd be on some music shit. That's how real it is, because when you fuck with real people, you do real things, and it's cool like that. And I fuck with Saints kicks. And if you don't know what Saints kicks is, go to Saints_kicks on Instagram, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're about that shoe life, them tennis shoes, you like fucking Jordans, Yeezys, you're into streetwear, you're just into that whole culture, that subculture of shoes and fashion and shit like that, then you gotta fuck with my people Saints, man. He does it all. He has streetwear. He could get you pre-orders on Jordans. He could get you locked in. Maybe there's a rare pair that you need out there. He got connections. He might be able to do some research and get you your dream shoe, your dream sneaker or whatever. So I fuck with him personally. That's where I get my shoes. So it's not even like, we doing it just for the gram type shit. This is for real. I really get shoes from him. I done been to the store, the whole thing. So when I tell you I stand behind this product, I do, make sure you guys holla at Saints Kicks. You could go to Instagram, Saints_Kicks, or you could go, if you're in the Bay Area, Northern California area, East Bay, whatever, you could go to the store at 650 Port Chicago Highway, Bay Point, California, also known as West Pittsburgh, California. And you could walk in there and see for yourself. You think I'm bullshitting. You don't feel me. You don't think that I'm really telling you the truth. I'm gonna go pull my fucking card in. Walk in that motherfucker and tell me it's not what I just told you it is. I dare you. With that being said, it's your peoples and we out. It's the No Invite Podcast, and as always, we're gonna go ahead and jump into that segment with Steph. So Steph, go ahead and take the wheel and do what you do.
What it do, everybody? So, like we always say, you gotta hit our DMs, hit my DMs.
Her DMs.
Oh yeah, excuse me, my bad. Hit mine's more
The
specifically.
No Invite Podcast DMs.
Yeah. You want to hit Steph B.Mobbin on my Instagram, and hit me in my inbox so we can have more of a baseline topic to give that feedback to you guys.
Basically, get some advice from Steph, okay?
Yeah.
'Cause some of y'all don't got no fucking sense, so you might as well go ahead and listen to somebody. I mean, shit, you out here
Really?
making all these bad decisions and all the shit that I be seeing on your fucking stories. I be wanting to reach through my phone and slap some of y'all, but since I know I can't, go ahead and have Steph slap you with some like real shit. Maybe you might
because
learn
I
something.
always got to like bring up some shit off my out my personal life and make it into something. But so I had somebody hit my inbox, and they had mentioned pretty much.
Hold on,
like,
are we from the shoulders with Steph, or what are we right now?
Right now it is to the neck.
To the neck with Steph.
To the neck with Steph. It sounds better than to the shoulders. Plus, it's it can go down either way. So
It definitely goes down in the neck.
So, anyways,
Have baby ears presents, people.
I don't give a
baby
fuck.
Ears
Shoot.
presents.
Hey, if you think that's the worst shit I done said in front of him, you're
6
tripping right now.
pound, 8 ounce baby Jesus ears. People.
it's
Cover
all
your
good.
ears,
Look,
son.
Look, it's gonna be, it's life. You're gonna learn one day.
Yeah.
So
This a learning experience. Maybe the rest of the podcast I don't want him sitting in on, but my son's in the room, so he'll be all right. He's 17.
be
Dear
all right.
God,
Look,
come on.
He about,
He's a little baby.
he about to hit the finish line and hit that 18.
Yeah, he
in
about
no
to hit
time.
that 18. Yeah.
But yeah,
Finish
so
line,
I had
nigga, like
somebody
it's the
hit my
end.
inbox, and they were, inquiring about like, how do you go about on these dating apps as far as like what's the etiquette when it comes to matching, like who would send the first message, like how long would you wait, or the whole who takes the first initiative, and then how
Basically, how to
decipher.
slide in a DM.
But it's on a dating app.
It's the same thing. They got direct
okay.
messages. I mean, the DM it goes down.
So
To quote the great who was it again? The
Gotti?
great Yo Gotti. It goes down in the DM.
But this person was pretty much saying like, man, I don't know if it's my approach or if they're just dry or if I'm coming off too aggressive or.
Well, what did she say to them? Like, how did it go? Like,
Well, I pretty much like I had mentioned to her like do you feel like you're eager, or if you have like an aggressive approach? And I just I was telling
no,
her,
but I'm saying, what did she tell you? Did she tell you how she does it? Like, did she tell you her approach? Like
she had
trying to get
mentioned
some
like
context.
her usual go-to is, hey, like how's your day? And she's like, does that sound aggressive or thirsty? She's like, I don't know, I think I am thirsty, but she's definitely not playing any games, and she feels like a lot of the ladies might be playing games, and she just doesn't know if she's greedy
why are they not responding to her, or what?
right,
Are they?
yeah, like.
You know what? First of all, I'm gonna tell you like this. Here's a tip for sliding in the DM. And this is just some shit I heard. Right? I'm not saying that I know this personally, but first of all, like when it comes to that shit, when you say somebody, don't look like a spam message, because like you don't be like, hey, how are you? Because it's like the first thing a motherfucker looks at they could read the first line in the DM, and if it sounds corny as fuck, they're gonna think you're trying to sell them some boner pills or.
Respectable. I wouldn't mind someone saying, "Hey, how are you?"
No, you wouldn't mind in real life, but you gotta understand this is the Instagram. You don't know how many DMs you get or people get, especially if you're doing something in the industry of some sort, where you get DMs and they all like, "Hello there, how would you like to da-da-da-da," or
But if
"Hey
you're
there,
on a
you wanna sell
dating
boner
app,
pills," and
But if you're on a dating app and you message somebody, and in this particular case, she had mentioned like, they don't even message back at all. Like, is it like an ego boost?
Well, what is she? She's into girls?
Yeah.
But for my first thing though, is because that's why I want to know context, because it's like, is she sliding in girls, just any girls DM, or is she sliding in girls DM that she that you know that actually are on their statuses, you know, they're gay or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
But I also had mentioned to her, like, I was like, well, think about this. Why wouldn't you respond to a message? Maybe they don't respond for whatever the reasoning is. Dating apps, you know, are for everyone. And you know what I'm saying? Like, who knows? Like, you might be older, they might be younger, they might
might just not like your ass. Shit, that's the thing.
That could be the case too.
That's the thing also. You gotta know to stay in your lane and in your league. You know, you can't be up there, you know what I'm saying, trying to be in the NFL if really you just on some flag football shit.
Yeah, because they might just read your message, and then if they look at
they
your
might just
profile,
look at you and be like, get the fuck out of here, bro. You fucking tripping. I'd never fucking speak to scum like you, for all you know? Like, stay in your lane. Don't go out there for if you a 3.5, don't go out there for a 10 and think that it's just gonna happen like that. You know what I'm saying? Know your role. Know your position, like. And it's not no disrespect, because I don't know this lady. She probably a 10 too. But it's what's it called? What? Did I say something wrong?
You know this person.
I don't give a fuck. It's the same shit I'll tell you. And look, and it's not because of her, is what I'm saying. Like, I'm just listing off all the possibilities that it could be. Like, it could be. That's why I asked. I was like, is she hitting up people?
Pretty much the interaction is the initial, hey, how you doing? And then there's no response. So she's trying to figure out, dang, is it my approach? Am I saying something wrong?
Yeah,
like, how do you go about this?
And,
well, and then I'm like,
and it's
well,
a combination
maybe,
of things.
You said,
it could be a variable.
But then, like
things.
you said, it could just be, you know, they look at the message and they don't respond, because when I get a message, what am I going to do? I'm going to go look at your shit. And if I want to respond or not, I'm going to base it off of whatever I see. And if I'm like, oh, I'm
right,
not,
it could be the way
interested.
she's presenting herself in her pictures too. Maybe
right?
maybe what she posts. You know what I mean? Like, I've noticed that people will post up pictures that are.
But what is the etiquette?
The etiquette is just well, the thing is that she's doing right. You could shoot your shot. I mean, at the end of the day, I was listing off all the different types of things that it could be.
Right.
Like, sometimes you gotta know. I don't give a fuck who you are. Even me, I gotta know who I'm hollering at and what I'm hollering at for. You know, and I gotta understand there's a possibility.
Do you think there's any thirstiness going on?
I mean, it could be if you keep hitting the same person. I feel like if the same person.
I got it, but well, I don't think it's the same person. I think it's maybe like I just think this person might be too thirsty, and they just keep hitting up everybody, and like you said, how they present themselves in their profile or whatever, and maybe
it could be a lot of different things. It could be, but that's why I also asked, is like, who is she getting at? Because it's like maybe all the chicks that you're DMing are
too
chicks
young
that don't
for you.
or they don't even swing that way.
No, but it's a lesbian app.
Oh, see, well, that's why I needed context, Steph. That's why I was asking you what's going on. Like, you didn't give me no context. You just started jumping off into the shit. Nah, hell no.
I'm just kidding. No, but what I think it is also, like, if you're like trying to shoot your shot that's quote unquote out of your league, you know, if I'm trying to get at somebody that's, say, like, older, right? Or even younger than, like, I'm about to be 31. So if I'm trying to holler at somebody that's like 20 and I think they hella fine, like, our context and conversation and what we like is going to be very, very different. You know what I mean?
But I mean, from what you're making it sound, it's like she ain't even got there yet, because they're not even responding to her. So there's like, they're basing their shit on a couple of factors. One, it's probably what you're showing them as far as what you post. Two, you got to understand it's a dating app, so you right away
you just gotta keep going.
Yeah, because you might be getting at females, but you might not be they type.
Match.com is the way to go, because they literally like
no,
match
she's
you.
specific. She likes girls. She's
but you can go on Match.com and say you're into girls, and like they pair you up with the same similarities based on your profile.
I don't believe in that shit though. That shit
I don't either. I feel like I personally don't like dating apps, but that's a new wave of the future for people who are particularly older.
Well, I just think that you should get to know people, like, just because you meet somebody. You know,
I think dating apps are very impersonal.
Yeah, you're never gonna get.
You can't hear them.
A home run.
You can't see their physical responses, their facial reactions. You can't hear their tone, or you can't hear their approach.
You can't see if they really tucking that gut in, or you know what I'm saying.
Hey, don't hate. I wear waist trainers.
No, I'm just saying, like,
I told her that you know, she just has to keep going. I mean, eventually you gonna run across somebody, or somebody's
and
gonna come
up.
You just gotta keep going. You know, just keep going. And then she also mentioned like, oh, maybe I'm just thirsty and I'm just looking. She's pretty much looking to fuck around. And I'm like, well, then say that. Like, say your intentions.
But see, you can't just slide in the DM, my ninja, and just be like, hey, what's up? I'm trying to fuck. That's all I want to do. Like that shit. That's why I said know who you're dealing with. You know what I mean?
She said that she feels like a lot of them might be playing games, and then she said,
how they playing games if they not responding to you though? That's the thing you gotta understand. That's where it goes off into some other shit. Because if they're not responding to you, that's their right. Nobody owes you anything. So unless they're responding to you or interacting with you and then acting funny, then you could say that's games. But if they're not even responding back, they just might not be into you.
I agree with you. But then I also asked her. I said, well, what do you consider playing games? Help me understand. Because
leaving me on red.
Because people have
their own. You seen my message? I own you.
People have their own definitions of playing games. Like I was dealing with somebody recently. And that motherfucker would always be like, "Oh, you just playing games?" And I'm like, "How? Like, define this? Because if I'm trying to be with you, and you think I'm playing games, I don't understand
what you're doing. So you're playing games.
Exactly. So that's why I'm like, why do you think that they're playing games? Like, help me understand your definition. If they're just not responding, like you say, they're just probably not that into you. That's what I'm saying.
They're probably not into you. You probably not they type. See, this is the thing also about social media to fuck the game up, right? Like.
Catfish.
Everybody got their pick. If you're very beautiful, because really that's what everything goes by, is you're going by the first look, and then based on what they allow you to see, you're making a judgment of what kind of person they are. So it's really bullshit. So as far as somebody that's very beautiful, they have their pick. They're gonna look at you. And maybe they're not gonna look at you for like who you are. They're gonna look at you as like, there's a million you. What makes you different?
Because there could be some beautiful people, men and women, who are gorgeous, and they could be a complete fucking airhead, or they could be very intellectual and on the same wavelength.
Or they could be somebody that's really beautiful, really whatever, really a good person. But
and be dumb as a box of rocks.
Or just be a straight up liar, and everything that they're portraying is not what they are. It's like you could be beautiful and be fake as fuck, like,
man,
and vice versa. Well, yeah, I mean that's why I'm saying the Instagram shit's a lie, because you're only getting it's a controlled view of somebody,
and you have time to think about it too.
Exactly, as opposed to if you go on a date, or if you just meet at a party or whatever at the club, you get to see what kind of person that person is under all kinds of circumstances,
and you can see their natural reactions and responses, and they don't have time to think.
Exactly, you could read them better.
Mm-hmm.
So
you know what? Nobody goes out on dates like that anymore. Not really.
You'd be surprised.
No, but
people
not
still do that
not
shit.
Like back in the day.
We can't call that. There's no scientific. I mean, I believe you, but think of it like this. Because all of us have met a lot. How many people have you met in real life in person that you went out on a date on as opposed to social media?
Wait, say that again?
How many people in real life have you met? Like, for instance, how many of your dates have come from social media, and how many of your dates have come from real life?
More have came from real life.
Exactly, because you meet somebody.
But that's me though. But that's because I choose to make it that way.
No, but I mean, you can't choose to meet somebody. That shit just happens sometimes.
Right, but I can choose if I want to meet with somebody offline.
You just said exactly what I'm saying. That's
okay, well then I misunderstood.
More of your fucking interactions as far as dates and stuff usually come from real life experiences. You meet somebody.
But more people nowadays are online.
Girl's cousin. No, you're right.
Because they're afraid to meet in real life.
You're right about that too. I'm not saying you're not, but what I'm saying is that right now
it's a generational.
It's a generational thing, but also even with school kids, right now, like. Most of them, the people they talk to and they meet usually go from that they actually meet up with are people that they see in school or they know through a friend. Mm-hmm. Everybody has interacted with somebody on social media and never met them before in their fucking life, not even from the same area or nothing.
And then when they meet in person, it's either the same chemistry continues or it's just like super awkward and weird because it was all the front.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's like. Social media is like it's a way of meeting somebody before you meet somebody. And that's all it is. It's like a preview, and it's not. But at the same time, it's helpful too, though, because at the same time, you could interact with somebody from a completely different place that might be the person for you, but that you may never have met if you were just walking around out here.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I mean, it's good and bad. It's just what you do with it.
But then also through like online, you can also make yourself to be perceived as something that you can always add. Like you can, you know what I mean? You can sugarcoat it.
Yeah, of course.
Who you are, and that I don't know. That's
the problem with anything. I mean, back in the days, people used to do that in real life. Motherfucker lie to a female, have you know what I'm saying, have a whole nother family, or a female will be like, oh yo, I'm not married, and really be married and shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Man.
Like you wouldn't. It's no different than in the front. The only difference is that, like we said, it's like with social media, you can't get that real life experience of seeing them and how they react in real time in real life. Everything is controlled.
Yeah.
So if somebody wants to be super honest, they're gonna be super honest. In my opinion, you shouldn't be shouldn't be super honest on social media. Period. Some of your shit should never belongs on there.
Yeah, I totally agree.
It's just the way, like.
Wait. So speaking of which, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Do you feel like now everybody's gonna have like a yes and no on this? Do you feel like if you're fucking with somebody, you have to post them?
No, it just depends on what you are. Some people are different. Some people have bad experiences where they have haters, and look, there's a lot of different reasons. So I'm not making up no excuses for nobody. Some people really got people that don't like them, come from a certain aspect, or they're successful, whatever, and they're gonna try to do things to derail your happiness. Whether it's your product, you rap, they're gonna try to smut you up behind your back, or whatever, or you're selling the same product that they're selling. So it's always gonna be ways. I'm a firm believer.
And use it against you, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm a firm believer of not letting people get any ammunition on me, and it's just coming from my background and where I've been and shit like that. Like we don't let people see. You don't let them see your vulnerabilities online. If you know me and you met me before and we're friends, then you probably, chances are, have seen me like that at some point because I'm a real person. But as far as me being online and all that, no. And then at the same time, it's just all what you're ready for. Like,
but you know what? The reason why that I ask is because like this dude I was messing with, like he's got him and his baby mama posted, even though they're not together anymore. They're still the mother of his kids. Totally.
We never post you.
But hold on, but this is like the poster from like several years ago, so it don't matter. So one day I told him, I'm like, so how come when you gonna post a picture of me and you? Because obviously it still looks like it's
to the naked eye,
right? Well, I'll do it when you do it. I'm like, look, my shit's different. I got business. You got regular shit going on.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Oh well, and it's just like, bro.
Well, you can't be
now.
mad at him now at that.
Do you feel like
I felt like he had a.
people when you're with somebody.
I feel.
Have to post you? How
No,
do you feel? Like,
no. I felt like he had a point.
Vice versa. Like,
I felt like he had a
you post
point.
me, do you post your post?
But I felt like you got a point, but I feel like if you post her and y'all ain't even together no more, but now
That's the mother of his kids, though.
Yeah, but they were together.
Well, no shit. I mean,
but now they're
at
not.
some point to make that kid, they had to be together.
Right, but my point being is like, regardless if mother of your kids or not, like those pictures are still up there with the same captions, like wifey, this and the third.
Oh, okay.
You get what I'm saying? So now
context.
now that you fucking with somebody else, why aren't you doing regular shit? So why not post me? My shit's different though.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about that whole situation?
I feel like he could have like just one time just to let motherfuckers know.
Hey, well, I'm gonna tell you like this.
It's not mandatory.
Dude that you mess with.
I feel like if he doesn't do it already, see, he was already doing it. If I meet somebody else and they don't do that, I'm not gonna expect it. But if that's like your history and you're
known for that, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
It's situational. It doesn't necessarily mean
it is situational.
Yes or no. It depends.
But I'm not
on the
gonna be
person.
mad if you don't. But I'm gonna feel some type of
Do
way.
you when you get
Let me know when you.
I've never done that.
Let me know when y'all ready for
I've
my
never-
scorching
I've-
opinion.
I've never posted a face.
couples and things like that.
I'll make a post,
And
but
should
I won't post a
somebody take
face.
offense to that?
Let me know when y'all ready for me.
Look, that's why I can't wait for Patty to get
So check-
the mic. Season 2 gonna be lit.
Season 2 gonna be lit.
Season 2
So
gonna
okay,
be
so you
done
ready
lit.
for my opinion on this whole take, right? As far as the posting part. First of all, I'm a firm believer that you shouldn't ask nobody to do something that you wouldn't do for them. So the fact that you couldn't post him because whatever you do
It's not that
business.
I couldn't.
Oh, but I'm saying, listen though, you couldn't because you didn't want to post him because your shit's about business, right? Your
But-
page is. Hold on.
Okay,
Let me
okay.
finish
My
my
bad.
thing. I'm going off what you're saying, and you could correct me when I'm done. You could tell me if
Okay,
I got
go
it
on,
wrong
go
or
on.
not. So if you knew that you weren't gonna post him, I don't feel like you should have asked him to post you. I feel like posting somebody is it's like you said, it's on terms depending on who you're dealing with, and if he did that before, don't expect. See, I hate it when females want to not get. Don't treat me like you treat the last bitch, but then they expect you to do the same shit that you did for the last bitch. Maybe his approach to you is different than the last female.
No.
Hold on. I'm just giving my opinion. I don't know the situation. Like I said, you're gonna have. I sat back and let y'all finish up your shit so I could make my point.
If he would have posted me, I would have took it very seriously, and then I would have posted a picture.
Okay.
Because I would have took it very seriously.
Okay, like
so
I
the
said,
answer to your question, yes, I would have.
Okay. I'm also a firm believer on something is if you gotta ask, then there's no point. It's pointless on certain things.
Yeah, right.
So
it depends.
I'm the type of person is that if you don't post me, I'm not gonna get mad. If I have to ask you to post you, then that defeats the fucking purpose in my point. Because to me, yeah, it's about letting people know because it's social media and you interact with so many people. It's about letting them know, but it's also about are you claiming me? If I have to tell you, hey, claim me or whatever, then it's pointless for
me. That's
me.
a messy.
So look, I mean, it might be messy.
I mean, not
whatever.
messy, but I mean, it's like a limbo. It depends.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you like this. It's not really that important to me because if I had it my way in my relationship, I wouldn't post it. I wouldn't post it. Nobody. You know what I mean? That's how I prefer it. Now, if I post somebody, yeah, that's because I don't give a fuck neither though. I'm comfortable enough to deal with anything that might come with that. And hopefully if I post somebody or if I post my girl, then I know that she's strong enough to deal with the bullshit that's gonna come with it because she has to understand that for every person that loves me out there, there's probably 10 more people that hate the fuck out of me too.
Okay, I left out this element.
Okay, so go ahead.
So when they were together, right? You got Facebook and you could put like your relationship status.
Yeah.
Was in a relationship, right? And then you got those pictures. Fine. While he was single, that shit stayed up. Those pictures were still up, and he kept posting his regular whatever life shit, but not her. But then we start fucking with each other. It's still statuses in a relationship. That's why I said post me because now you get what I'm saying. Now
this is what I want to know. This is what I want to know too.
Do you get what I'm
saying? Did you talk to
though?
him about that though? Did you tell him? Can you change your Facebook status and shit?
Yeah, he's just said, "Oh, I just never did it."
Okay.
He said it's like a guy thing. I've heard this before. Like, oh, it doesn't matter.
Well, it doesn't really. It doesn't matter. It matters to y'all. See, and that's the thing.
It's like, how are you gonna keep it while you're single? It's still in a relationship.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. Since I've had Facebook for 8 years, and I was in a relationship for a long time, for like 4 of those years, I think, or more, and I fucking kept it single the whole time too.
Why?
Because I just didn't give a fuck. It was
that's
just
what
like
his,
nothing.
that's what his answer was too.
That single was how I was when I made the Facebook
right.
and it asked my status. Like to me, it wasn't like. To be honest with you, I don't even fuck with Facebook like that.
Right.
Facebook don't mean shit to me at all. Like it's a tool, and if I heard somebody else say it, and I've been said it a long ass time ago. If I didn't have entrepreneurial spirit and a creative spirit, I wouldn't even fuck with social media.
But see, that's another thing I thought of too when you said that. Like, when I saw that, I was thinking, okay,
guys are like that though. They really don't.
But I'm thinking like this though. You are on a more business hype. He's on a regular life type hype, right?
That's true
so
too.
that for it to be single status, it looks better for business. You get what I'm saying? Because what are the girls gonna do? Oh, I'm not gonna listen to his shit.
Not nowadays. Come on, it's backwards.
No, but you know what I'm talking about.
They sliding even harder. They got motherfucking skates and a sled and a
they got a whole like
and
dog
a slip and
team
slide.
And everything.
You feel me? Yeah, they slide in them DMs harder when they think you got a girl and you care because they want to see.
They trying to test.
They want to just test you to see if you're really about that shit, and you got to show them that you
got to curve them hoes.
Yeah, you got to curve that shit. You got to show them that the curve game's strong. But nah, I mean, look, it's all about communication. Guys, that guy logic, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm with you more than I'm with anybody. To us, that means more than anything there as far as validation, because in guy logic, we try to validate you to we try to yeah, say
Air 5 on that one.
So look, you can call it what you want to. Y'all love that stupid shit though, apparently. So
men are in black and white, but look, and women are more broader.
Exactly. So a guy's like, I give you all my time. Exactly. I give you all my time. I'm always with you. To me, the only person I have anything to prove is you. It's to show you that I'm a good dude. That's guy logic. I don't give a fuck what Instagram thinks about me. I don't give a I'm not giving a fuck about that. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of guys that be out there and do it for the gram, and it's a whole different thing. And that shit holds status. It just all for the common guy that you said, the regular guy that's really not a social media like super like on one person. That's the logic. Like they don't give a fuck about that shit. That shit's just something to have because. You know, it's cool, but it's not their real main thing. Like social media is a big thing.
And admit to on the female side, I hear everything you said, and like I totally understand that, and I'll understand that and agree with it for the moment. But then like I'll resort back to what my female logic is, even though like in the moment I understand it, and like I'll be like, oh okay, yeah, I get it. But then I'll just resort back to like my comfort zone.
It's just about
you know what I'm saying.
Oh, so. For that person, though, whoever you are, like I said, man, shoot your shot, but know your range. Put it that way. And what's up? That's basically it. You got anything else you want to add?
Nah. But all I'm gonna say is, when this is released, it's gonna be my 31st birthday. So happy early birthday to me.
Turn up. The turn up is real.
I'm gonna be 3-1.
Oh shit.
Big 3-1.
Okay, OG, triple OG and shit.
Damn, like literally, I'm pushing it now. I'm gonna be pushing 40 in the next 9 years. Damn it. But other than that though, we gonna keep it moving and grooving. And season 2 is coming up real soon, you guys. Real soon. We got a lot in store. We're gonna have a lot of things coming up. Visuals, possibly merchandise. Photo shoots, all that shit. So we're really looking forward to giving that to you guys. And other than that, we gonna wrap this thing up and we gonna keep it lit.
Give them your fucking Instagram so they could slide in your DM and drop some fucking
because you guys need to drop me some shit so we can have these types of conversations. It's Steph B with a period mobbing on Instagram.
And y'all already know you can follow the account at no_invite_podcast. Y'all could also DM there. Leave topic ideas, things you want to talk about. If you need advice from Steph, you can leave it in there too. Just make sure you address it to Steph.
Yes.
And, keep it moving and grooving like we always do, man. Shout out producer Patty. Shout out Steph. Shout out everybody. RiBirth Media Films, the whole shit. We working. We moving and grooving. We're doing our best to make sure we improve. Season 2 will be a upgrade. Just best believe every time we move, we're gonna level up. We not going backwards and shit. You know, this ain't that old shit. This the new. So I'm gonna holler at you and we out.
Yo.